No bad, Katie. How are you? Thanks for joining us. How's things?
Oh, no worries. Yeah, good. It's quite weekend. I thought I'd better be good and get an early night, fresh head for the morning, as you do.
Has it been a busy week with with clients, PT clients, and everything?
It's been a busy week for me doing my training in the gym. I've got a couple of clients that I'm training at the moment, but I'm doing a lot of online stuff at the moment. A lot of online stuff. I don't know if you've ever heard of My Fitness Goal.
All right,
yeah.
So if you've obviously followed my pages, I'm doing a lot of like online training, the home videos I make for people to subscribe to. And that seems to be quite a hit for me during lockdown, to be fair. I found that it's basically kept my job going.
Has it taken over slightly, the in the gym more? Is that distance sort of training taken over a bit more, do you think now?
It's picking up a lot more. It's a lot more better. I think the worst for me was the fact that everybody was scared. A lot of people were scared to leave their house. At one point I was seeing my client through a glass window. Sorry, that was my laptop. We did try and communicate. So we done some sort of online stuff. I referred her to my online page for her to be able to continue with the support. But it has been, I found that a lot of my clients have plummeted with their motivation, their dedication for it. They kind of just thought, what's this year? Like, what we come into? Yeah. What am I training for? Which is obviously for me, I don't just go for the physique, it's the mind as well. I'm trying to explain to them the training's not just physical, it's mentally as well. And so yeah, it's the only good thing that's come of this is in lockdown, I think, is the fact that people are starting to be a lot more cleaner. They're more yeah. So but in terms of training, it's definitely plummeted for my business. That's why I've just taken the online route, which I think a lot of people did. I found there was millions of PTs surfaced during the pandemic, so it was just trying to fit in my little slot, which is where My Fitness Goal came in. I work closely with a good friend called Dorielle, and she's amazing at what she does. She does all the edits and the videos. I go in and do the work, and she does the academic side. So it's really working. The client base has picked up a lot more than when I was doing one-to-ones. So
how have you found using the technology and things, Kate? Has it been sort of learning as you go along? Because myself and Scott were saying, I mean, before the pandemic and the lockdown, we things like Zoom and that we never really used. So it's just sort of been learning as we go along. Has it been the same for you?
It has. I'm not even going to lie. We've done things like FaceTime. Been on FaceTime call for 45 minutes to an hour. and just done it like that. So yeah, Zoom's very new. And I think it's absolutely brilliant for people like yourselves, myself, to be able to communicate and keep it going. I think massively. It's good. I didn't even know you could get free screens like this.
I know, it's fantastic, isn't it? How do you think, I mean, how is, like, I don't know if you do like group PT work and things like that. Has that been sort of massively affected, obviously, with the restrictions that we've had?
Yeah, well, to be fair, I didn't do a lot of group training unless I was in the gym and people did pay. I do like a deal of 2-for-1 training. That would sort of be mum and daughter would come and train for that. So kind of found that the daughters are still coming to train. Don't really train many men. It's more female industry that I'm tackling. And yeah, I found that they're edging back into the gym because I train and work from a local gym called Atlas in Milton, Keynes. I work there, and people come there and do my one-to-one sessions, but no group sessions. That's completely gone, unless it's over the internet.
Oh, yeah. Good. We're sort of on the brink now again, aren't we, of lockdown too. Does it worry you? Obviously with income, with your job, if we go into another lockdown, is that something you're worried about, or the fact that you're
massively.
The fact you're using a Zoom and stuff, does that sort of lighten the stress load for you?
Oh, massively. I just think with the situation that it is I've kind of reapproached my job, because my job obviously was doing my ring girl, the boxing and stuff like that. I've built such a rapport with everyone. It's kind of like what you're doing, I'd like to go into, but just come up with something a little bit different because I'm restricted to it. My PT is sort of on a part-time basis, being a full-time mum. I've obviously had to take the part-time approach, which is hard. I think for you to survive as a personal trainer in the industry, part-time, it doesn't really fix because the timing, some people only have evenings. I'm restricted to my evening times. And then people work in the day, they don't want to do the morning sessions. So it is quite hard for me. And I've relied on the fact that I have my self-employed work on the weekends. I put a lot of hours into that, sometimes back-to-back shows on a Friday, Saturday, maybe even a Sunday. And that kind of builds it up. It frees up my week a bit more freely, and I can like split up the clients between days. But since the weekend work's come down, I've kind of reevaluated the fact of what am I doing? Where am I going? And obviously I love the boxing industry. I love the hype, the shows, the people. It's quite family orientated once you get there. I mean, everyone's sort of, you get familiar with everyone, the same people really. Obviously the fighters change, but the promoters, the ring girls, we're all still very much quite a family. We all communicate still. We put things in the group. But I think for the weekend side of things, I'd like to go in a bit more presenting with the boxers, start challenging them to sort of to see their ability, see how fit they are coming about from like nearly a year's worth of lockdown. I thought that would be quite interesting. Put them to the challenge, do some interviews, see how strong they are. Obviously, I've quite upped my game since I've had all the time to train. Yeah, I'd like to do ring girl, put the test to a boxer, see how fit they are.
Yeah, that'd be great, definitely. I mean, sticking with the personal training for a minute, Kate, I suppose you've always been very passionate about fitness, keeping healthy and physical training. Just tell us, I mean, when did it all start for you and how did it all start?
Well, I'm 32 now, and it started for me pretty much as soon as I could step in a gym. And I started training when I was about 17, but not really training like I knew what I was doing, just cardio stuff, you know, very little, but obviously still training. I used to do a bit of kickboxing back in the day. Didn't stick to that very much. But from then on, I found weight training for me. I had... I don't want to go on a deep one, so I'll try and keep it short. But I lost my eldest brother in 2007. He was murdered to knife crime, and with that, I think it plummeted for me. Where am I going? What am I doing? So I found myself going to the gym for peace of mind. It made me a lot happier every day when I was going there. So it kind of saved my soul a little bit. And so it didn't become just a physical thing for me. It was more of a mental passion to keep going. If I didn't go, you know, I'm not one, I don't go to doctors, don't like antidepressants, don't like all of that. So for me, training was a lifesaver, and it's something that I knew I had to constantly apply. And obviously having time out to have children, I still continued to do that. That was my passion. And eventually it turned into weight training. I wanted to be freakishly strong for a small person, only like 5'4", size 8. So to me, I wanted to be lifting these like 140, 50 kgs and just smashing it. And that's kind of where it went for me, to becoming a PT. Just a lot of people found interest. They were following my journey. They loved my fitness ethic. And with that, I thought, you know what, I'm going to turn this into a job, because I need to show to people. Everyone thinks that you go in the gym and you look great, that you're just this amazing person. And I said, I have to tell people, most of the people that go to the gym and look amazing, they don't necessarily always feel great on the inside. That's why they work so hard. They go there for their mental health. It's, you know, it's a
healthy,
big passion.
healthy body, healthy mind ethic, isn't it?
100%. And that goes with diet. Everyone gets so confused with the fact that you put the most effort into training, but it's 80% to diet. So to me, if you're not getting 8 hours and your diet's not right, don't train.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Definitely.
How much of an honor was it for you to win the, you know, Milton Keynes, you know, personal trainer award in 2018? Was it a great honor for you?
Well, I got nominated, so I did go to it, but it wasn't a nomination that I took home with me. It was just a recognition. I got a lot of votes through for it, but I didn't push it as much because I didn't qualify at that time. So I remember saying to them, I think it's amazing that you all want to vote for me. And I was working like quite closely with another PT, and I ended up sort of going on a radio show and pushing the vote more towards her, because she was qualified. She had standing clients. I was still in training at that time. But for me, for just starting out in the fitness industry, it was massive recognition for someone to.
How did you get that far? You know, was it through social media? Is that how people voted? Is that how it came about?
It was, yeah. I think obviously locally, it was a nomination locally, so it was everyone. Milton Keynes is it's quite small, but it's quite big, if that makes sense. A lot of people know. And with my history in Milton Keynes, pretty much everyone knows who I am. So for them to watch my journey, not in a big-headed way, but I think with my story, with my journey, everyone says to me, how do you get up out of bed every day after you've lost 2 brothers? There was only 4 of us. And they just say, you just get up every day, you smile, you go and inspire other people. And that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me going. And I think that's why people nominated me, because they thought, you know what, she's smashing it. Most people probably would have gone in a different direction, but she's out here still trying to make a difference. And I think, that's what makes it a passion for me. And I love the fact that people see that and nominated for me.
Oh, that's great. I mean, Katie, above all these amazing jobs that you fill your life with day to day, I bet none of them top the role of being a mum for you. Am I right in saying that?
Yes, exactly. It's full time for me.
How are your family?
Sorry?
How are your family? Are they good?
Yeah, they're really good. I have my mum's great. She's on a standby all the time to help me out, because I am, get the violin, a single parent. So yeah, it's literally just me and the kids all the time. So I juggle it well. Most weekends I normally work, so it is a balance that I have to try and split between the kids. They're boy and a girl. They like different things. It's just trying to, get that time in with them. But yeah, we have a great time. I think I'm quite a relaxed mum. I'm not one of them regimental mums. Like, we have banter. My son's 11. Yeah. He's like my little wingman. He's cool. I like him. He wants to come to all the shows. He loves the fact that I go away and do work. I've just started a job with Crusade, which is amazing, because it's just, we go on tour, we drive the cars. It's just a cool job to get paid for. And my son he loves it. My little girl thinks it's amazing that I go out and I'm doing all these things and go to the O2 on the weekend for work. And yeah, it's fun. It's hard to explain it as a job, because I just say it's hospitality.
Yeah, they must think mum is the coolest person in the world, definitely, with all those things going on.
Yeah, definitely. When I'm coming home and we've got Floyd Mayweather saying, take my number, they're like, what? What's going on? So yeah, meeting with people that I've only ever watched on telly, it is pretty amazing. I'm quite a humble person, so meeting these people, they're just ordinary people that have had good opportunities in life and they've smashed it. So to meet them is just an honor, rather than sort of be a bit starstruck. I'm sort of like, yeah, fair play, well done. And can you
imagine, Katie, can you imagine how impressed they are going to be this morning, knowing that you've been on here with me and Ciaran, the 2 coolest guys in the UK? Do you know what I mean? That's going to be fantastic for you, surely.
They said to me, honestly, Mum, if you've reached at any point in your career, this is it. This is definitely
This is the moment.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for, honestly. I've been so nervous.
It's only going to be downhill from here now, sorry to say to you.
No, we're a team. It's all right. We're going into business. This is not the end.
As a boxing media group, Katie, obviously we like to talk about boxing. You've done ring girling for boxing, for bare knuckle boxing, other combat sports. You were a big fan of, you a big fan of boxing and bare knuckle boxing, etc.
I love it. I love it. My brother, obviously, that sadly passed away, he was into boxing. He did start MMA just before he passed away in 2007. But he boxing my whole life. My dad was a boxer. We used to go to, them little shows, the old leather gloves that they used to have. It just, it's been in the family for my whole life, really. So, I mean, I'm quite surprised I'm a ring girl and not a fighter, because I would have thought that was more my calling, my true calling, to be in the ring and actually fight rather than hold the card. But, life has different plans. So it's a weekend flex for me.
I suppose you must prefer holding a card rather than getting punched in the face, surely.
It's glamorous. But do you know what? Nothing fires you up than getting hit in the face. You just want to come back pulling it.
We always ask fighters and boxers whenever we interview and speak to them, do you remember your first fight? Is what we always say to them. Do you remember your first show, Katie? Do you remember anything from it at all?
Well, for me, it started in ultra white collar boxing. It was just a little weekend thing towards Christmas, to pay for the Christmas presents for the kids. And then you'd get it was seasonal. I'd do it for a couple of months of the year. And I loved it. But obviously with that, I met some really good promoters that recommended me for pro shows. And that's how it worked for me. My first big break, Obviously, ultra white collar, rate everyone there, bless them. They're all brawlers, love them. But for me, when I got scouted for The Rock, you know Brad Pickett's show, The Rock, Rising Champions? Yeah. I got scouted for that. It was my first pro show. And I just went there and just made my impression, and they loved it. They had me back. And from there, I got scouted from the Brawl Babes, which was Shell Bells. And she employed me on for the likes of MTK, BKB, and Probellum. So that was kind of like my big step into the industry, was them shows. And I can't tell you how just the hype, the crowds, the atmosphere, the fighters, absolutely brilliant. I love it. I don't call it work. It's fun for me. To me, it's not even about the money. It's the fact that you get front row seats, you're in the ring, you're there. You couldn't get any better. And I love that. Yeah. Absolutely love that. Some amazing fights. I've been covered in blood at some point, which is not always glamorous. But
has there been one fight in particular, Katie, that stuck out to the rest, do you think, in your career?
Oh, there's been a couple, but to me, bare knuckle boxing, I can't help but love that bone on bone. And I know for a female, to me, to come out with that's quite brutal. But when you're there, have you ever been to the bare knuckle boxing show?
No, I've not been. Key, you?
No, we haven't. No, we spoke to somebody who's involved in the bare knuckle world not long ago, Scott, to me, James Lilly, and he was describing and telling, you know, the experience of it all to us. And I think it's something we need to take ourselves along to soon, definitely.
100%. And I know I've spoken to a lot of promoters about what they think about it, and they're like, oh, you know, it's quite brutal. But if you think about it, bone on bone or 12-ounce gloves, they're still damaging. Sorry?
Definitely. No, I agree with it. Definitely is, yeah.
But they are. There's some great fights. For me, personally, it has to be the James Kennelly and, oh my God, for a minute, the Rico Franco fight. They went 7 rounds, pound for pound, absolutely true warriors. The part of me feels like it should have been a draw, but Franco did win that fight, and he's now gone on to be the king of BKB. Unfortunately, beating Jimmy Sweeney, who was the longest standing king of BKB. But amazing journey. I feel like I get on with them so well. We do a lot of behind the scenes stuff. So I always rate them the top 10 attractive. Who really cares in BKB, right? We use their most grittiest photos. But they're great atmosphere. Love the fights there. But MTK for me, I love the Golden Contracts. That was my first big break for Sky Sports. Lee, an absolutely amazing promoter, brilliant, who are classed as a friend.
Lee's a great guy, isn't he? We've spoke to Lee, and he's such a lovely guy, really is.
Yeah, I was speaking to Ian Lee and Lee today, just sort of letting them know that I was coming online. They said that he'd had an interview with you on, I think it was Instagram Live or something. Yeah. And he said, he was like, yeah, exciting. It's brilliant. He was like, do you know enough boxing to talk to you about it, mate? So thanks, Lee.
Well, this is where I'm going to put you to the test now on your boxing knowledge, Kate. I mean, you've got to touch upon women's boxing. It's booming at the moment. It really is. In November, we're going to see 3 women's world title fights on one card, which is fantastic, isn't it? It's really booming at the moment.
It is. It's brilliant. I think we got all that thanks for the Katie Taylor for that, really, for sort of opening the doors for everybody else, I think. And for me, I don't know if you saw, but obviously last week I popped to the show from Chantel Cameron. She
that's right. Yeah,
the other day. Absolutely amazing. Like, I'm really rooting for her. She's local. She's Newport. I'm not Newport, but she's Northampton. So it's literally around the corner from me. And yeah, I'm rooting for her. I love the women's boxing. I think that's what I was saying to you. It's surprising for me that I've come into the industry being a ring girl, because I would have loved to have been doing the boxing, and to go and meet these people, I think they're absolutely smashing it.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, there's so many to choose from at the moment, isn't there? Obviously, women's boxing, like you say, is booming. Who do you see as the forefront, or as the perfect role model in box at the moment? Would it be Chantel? Would it be Katie Taylor? What do you think?
Can I do a joint?
Of course you can. You do whatever you like.
Of course.
I genuinely think, because obviously Chantel's coming up as a new upcoming fighter, but Katie Taylor kind of opened the doors for everyone. She kind of set that standard. And I do think, I've watched her documentary. I just think she's absolutely amazing. And so if anyone can take some role model advice from her, it would be her, 100%.
Definitely. Now, Katie, just before we let you get on with the rest of your day, something we always like to do, just a bit of fun, just to finish, is sort of a 50-50 question game. We'll give you 2 options, and you just simply pick your favourite. Are you happy to run with it with us?
Yes, go far away. I'm ready.
Right. First one we got for you is obviously gym based. Squat or run? Which do you prefer?
Squat. Don't do running, honey.
What's the 1 rep max you got there, Kate? Come on.
My 1 rep max is a 135 squat.
Wow. Scotty,
yeah.
35
kg, not pounds. Well, better get that in.
Yeah. Scotty, put us to shame, mate.
Sorry?
Yeah, I don't even know what that means. So yeah, definitely put me to shame there.
All about the squatting. See, I do love all compound movements, me. That's all I'm about.
Are you more of a protein shake or more of a smoothie type of person?
It's got to be protein shake. I have to say a protein shake, but I do love my smoothies, my juice blasts. But yeah, so protein shake for muscle reasons.
AJ or Fury, Kate?
I've been asked this before and I got slammed when I said AJ, absolutely slammed. So if we were going on the attraction basis, I'd say AJ.
Yeah, I was just going to say, is that based on the boxing skill set or just based on attraction? I was going to say.
But yeah, so it's got to be Fury, isn't it? It's got to be Fury. That's where the heart lies. But
what about Katie Taylor or Terry Harper? What do you think, Kate?
Oh, it's got to be Katie Taylor. I've bigged her up the whole time, so yeah, I'm going to stick with her. I'm definitely a fan.
Night in or night out? Obviously, I mean, we've got to have night ins at the moment, haven't we, with restrictions? But I mean, what is it usually for you? Do you like a night out or a night in?
I like a night out to socialise. I never drink to get drunk, so on that occasion, I'd say yeah, a night out definitely. It's nice to dress up and go glam. But I'm quite a homely girl. I love to just stick on a movie and chill at home with the kids or whatever I'm doing. I am quite like that. So it's a bit 50-50 for me. That's why I like it as my job, because I get to go and interact like that. I'm getting paid for it. I'm going out for a night out, but getting paid for it. And then, I can come home and have them days where I chill.
Are you a film or box set type of person?
Oh, film. I think film. Yeah, it's too long-winded with box sets sometimes, because if I get into it and I'll give up 12 hours for it. I'd lose my life.
Yeah.
So I'll stick to the film.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, if you're smashing out Netflix, you've got to commit to a series. It's I suppose it's difficult. You just haven't got the time.
Exactly. And I just finished watching. Oh, I've forgotten even what it's Queen of the South. Absolutely loved that. That was brilliant. But that I lost days to that. I think I've done the box set in about 3 days. So
yeah, it's easy to binge on, isn't it? Definitely.
It is. It definitely is.
Katie, last one we got for you. This is a big one. This is. I noticed you saw the picture this morning. Myself and Scott, we tried our little modelling idea, shall we say, of the Brixton streetwear. We had the gear on the other day. We put a photo out. So who's got the more potential, do you think, as a male model, me or Scott? Answering honestly as well.
That's putting me right on the spot. We're both on the call right now. I don't know who to keep the sweetest.
You can say both.
You can't sit on the fence.
Can we lose the hats, guys?
Oh no, we can't. Because there's only one winner.
We can't lose the hats, no.
Not my end. Scott, what about yours?
Do you know what?
I've got proper bed hair day as well at the moment, so I won't be losing my hat.
Scott, you're lovely. You're so fresh and baby faced, but I'm gonna have to go with Ciaran because I like the.
That's fine.
I like the older, rough under the edges look. There we go.
I'll never let him forget that.
Am I joking?
Well, Katie, I just want to say on behalf of myself and Scott and Southwest Boxing Media, thank you for giving up an hour of your Saturday morning and joining us. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime. Hopefully we can do it again soon. I'll come down to your place of work and we'll smash some sets out. We'll get Scott on the squats. seeing that you don't know what they are.
Yeah, we need to get him into that, definitely. Well, Katie, have a good chat today and take care.
Thank you.
Thanks, Katie.
It's been a pleasure. Well, take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.